All right, there we go. We live. We're just gonna get right into it. Pizza of the week this week was actually check that. The smart thing to do is to tell you what you came here to listen to, what we're going to talk about, and then you decide from there if you want to stay. We're going to talk about pizza. That's what we do. Pizza of the week. And we're going to talk about my one business building tip, or whatever that's going to be. But we're going to talk about delivery this week. Should you deliver? Are you delivering? How has delivery changed the pizza business? And then I'm going to give you a team building tip at the end. So if you got 25 minutes, 30 minutes to spend with me, let's get right into it. Pizza King Podcast. I'm your host, Tyrell Reed. Let's go. Pizza of the week was a good one. I say that every week, right? Pizza of the week was a good one. Actually, it wasn't that good, if I'm being honest. The world's been all up in arms over this crazy puff, pizza puff, the whatever the little Caesar shit, right? The pizza cup or whatever it is. They call it a puff, the pizza puff. So the world's been all crazy about that. Saw an article on USA Today that said that this thing, and I'm gonna pull it up right here, so for context, it said that this thing was the greatest thing to hit the pizza business since. No, I need to pull up the quote exactly. Crazy puff. I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to misquote it because the shit was outlandish to me. The headline says, Little Caesar's new Crazy Puffs menu item has the internet going crazy. Is it worth the hype? But the line that got me was at the end, it said, the Crazy Puffs may be one of the best things to hit the fast food scene since sliced pizza. According to the internet. I don't know who's the internet. Repurposing their classic pizza to make it more portable may not seem groundbreaking, but according to the internet, the Crazy Puffs may be one of the best things to hit the fast food scene since sliced pizza. That's heavy. That's a bold statement, right? Like sliced pizza, like all the things that have come since sliced pizza. This is the one. This is one of the best. So I went to Little Caesars. Naturally, I had to go to Little Caesars and try it out. So I went. I ordered a couple. They come cheese or they come pepperoni. So I ordered one of each. They come, I think, like a 4-pack. So I got 8 of these puffs and took them into the store so we can try them. And it tastes like Little Caesars pizza. So why is the internet going crazy over trash ass pizza? Like, seriously? Come on now. So we tried them and threw more than half of them in the trash and decided to just make our own. And ours, not, that ain't, I did that so we can make a video and it was a good content. But we also did that because that's what we do. Like we see things, we want to see if we can do it, if we can make it better. And we're just make it our way, not make it better. I hate to say make it better because I'm not competing with Little Caesars on taste, quality, presentation, selection, collection of offerings, things like that. I'm competing with Little Caesars for customers' dollars in my market. Yeah, of course. And now I ordered it from a Little Caesars that's less than 2 miles from my restaurant. So I am competing with them for the attention of the customer to a certain degree, but the Little Caesars customer and my customer are not the same on a certain level. I guess in general, yeah, pizza eater is a pizza eater. but I'm not selling $5 pizzas. So I wanted to know what the listeners thought about that. Have you tried it? Do you agree that this was groundbreaking? And then once I did it and I posted that video, people started sending me other videos of people who had been making similar things. I saw somebody did one that was like chicken Alfredo. That shit was dope. I seen, people just doing the cheese, doing the pepperoni ones. A lot of people, wanted to see me do, let me, if you do one with steak or did you do one like this? Like, so there's so many different ways to do it. I'm not interested in doing it because honestly, it's kind and if you read about it or seen any of these things, the people who were the team, the Little Caesars teams who were, making these things while they're going viral, hated it. They hated it. And my little brother Chris runs a Little Caesars in Michigan. He's a GM, and I seen some of his posts. He was like, to hell with these crazy puffs," because the internet did go crazy on it. And I guess that's the other side of things. Even though I thought they were terrible, it really don't matter. It doesn't matter what I think, because if the internet says go get it, Little Caesars won because they sold a ton of them and still selling them. Maybe it's the $3.99 price point that has it going out the door like that. I'm guessing they decided to, they added it to be more like an add-on to a pizza, but it almost has become a pizza replacement when you can get these things for $3.99. It's got to be super profitable for them because it's literally like the tiniest piece. I mean, a little. I mean, if you've seen the video, you see me making a little piece of dough, maybe maybe a half ounce of cheese, a dollop of sauce. It was nothing. 2 pepperoni in it. Like, it didn't cost anything to make it, so they had to be killing it from a food cost standpoint on getting these things out. So is it genius, or is it is it genius, or is it the just the hot for the moment thing? That's what I want to know. I think it's genius on some level. I mean, however I feel about the quality of it, I think it's genius from a business standpoint. So would you try it? Would you add it? Would you do a similar version or something like that? Do you already have something like that on your menu? I think that would be pretty cool to find out who's doing it, who's tried it, and because it's not original. People have been doing things like this for a while. With pepperoni rolls or whatever. There's always been different forms of pizzas. So even like remember the little bagel bites? I don't know if they still sell that in the grocery store. The little pizza bagel things. That's what it reminded me of when I first seen it. But yeah, genius on their part, in my opinion. Genius on their part. Trash ass product. Genius business move. What I wanted to talk about today was delivery and how delivery has changed our business over the last 10 years. I think we're in an environment, in an operating environment where we are no longer, it's going to be, it's got to be hard for folks who don't deliver to survive. And I'm not saying that it means you have to deliver. I mean, it's got to be hard for fast food and fast casual places to not offer delivery and survive. Fine dining, casual dining. I think that's obviously a lot of those places do deliver. But if it's, for this experiential thing and people are still packing out dining rooms, and I get that. That's a different business. I'm not in that business. But for folks who are like me in the fast casual and the fast food space, delivery has become like this critical component of the business, right? Of sales, it's a critical sales component of the business. Convenience is everything these days. So if you're a new pizzeria and you're opening up and you're thinking about delivery, I think there's so many ways to do it now. It's got to be it's got to be a little bit overwhelming to think about from the beginning. And that's what I wanted to talk through here today was like, the things that you need to consider when deciding on not if, but when and how you add delivery to your business. Cause I think you got to, I don't know if this is I don't know if it's, how do I put this? There's no question on whether you should or shouldn't deliver. Delivery is the easiest way to reach your customer at this point, right? The question is how should you deliver? How should you deliver? Meaning, should you offer first party delivery, third party delivery? Are you interested in third party or delivery as a service? And like an outsourced delivery company, not just like a third party platform. And so there's a few different ways to get into the delivery side of things. Are you somebody like Slice or DoorDash or Uber Eats? How are you going to attack that? When you look at the delivery business and how it has changed, I saw a stat the other day that in 2015, I think it said something like, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just kind of paraphrasing, or anyways. So there was a stat, and I don't know exactly what it said, but it was something to the effect of, in 2015 there was, let's say, $10 billion in online delivery revenue. And I think it was about 20 million or 30 million third-party delivery app users at that point. And in 2020, both of those numbers more than triple. Online revenue went crazy. So this is the effect of the pandemic, right? All of the revenue went crazy. Once everyone had to stay home, delivery revenue went crazy. App users tripled. It went from 30 million users on third-party apps to 150 million users of online third-party delivery softwares like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, stuff like that. So what that meant was a lot of folks in the business had to change their business and catch up quickly. Now, it was great in the beginning for pizza, especially folks that were delivering. That first year, 10, 12, really first 14, 16 months of the pandemic was gravy. If you were already set up for delivery and you had a small operation that could be lean and mean, and you could take orders, or you already had a platform for taking orders and delivering without contact, like contactless delivery. If you were ready for that, killing it. And we were up. Third party was going crazy. Of course, that's when we all, finally bit the bullet and decided to sign up for the Uber Eats and the DoorDashes of the world. And revenue was crazy, going crazy on all of those apps. But on the back end, those guys weren't just satisfied with picking up, our business. They made it easy for everybody to gain entry into the delivery world. So then you're competing with the gas station, the 7-Elevens, the Wawas, the Dunkin' Donuts. Every restaurant is now on the platform. So you're competing with them all. So then there's been a sharp decline in revenue because the market is just super saturated with delivery business. We're trying to find ways to transition from third party to first party delivery by improving our experience, right? Giving the customers more rewards, tightening up on our radius and making sure we can service it, more quickly, or offer, something that's an alternative to all of the fees that you're paying on these platforms, because it's heavily loaded with fees, right? And it costs a lot to the restaurant to do it. It seems like the only folks making money are the folks that don't do anything. And that's just me. I don't want to get in trouble for that, because we do have partnerships with these folks, but with these providers or with these companies, but that shit just don't seem right. That the tech company that has nothing to offer but the platform makes the most money. Make that make sense. But that's a whole other discussion to have. But if you're if you were somebody who opened during that time and you didn't open with your own first party delivery, and you had to rely on these services, what is it like for you right now? Because it probably opened up pretty well, and now what does that look like? Are you profitable? Are you seeing year over year increase in sales? Are you picking up new business? How are you retaining that? Because to me, the downside of working with these guys is that you have no data. You get data as like, you get sales data, but you don't get customer data and demographics and things like that. So you don't get to market and retarget these folks without continuing to pay a commission to the platform. Oh, they'll do some marketing for you, but that doesn't change your fee structure. So it just ends up costing you more dollars. Excuse me. We were looking at a report the other day, just looking at our first quarter sales from Uber. And when you break down what we spent in commissions, and to be transparent, we had an exclusive deal with Uber to, for a favorable commission. So we pay, if you sign up for Uber, your commission is probably going to be somewhere 30-35%. So we pay 20% or 21%. But as part of that exclusive agreement, we have to commit to at least 3% back in marketing, and you always end up doing more. So however it works, when it was all said and done, Uber collected 41% of our sales between fees and commissions and marketing dollars, and we retained 59. That's not like, that's crazy. And we don't have any of that customer data. We don't have them. They're not in our loyalty program. They're not on our email list. I don't get to do any, they're not on my text list. So I don't get to reach these folks. And to me, that's the most valuable part, is getting that data. The most valuable thing is the customer data, because that gives you the ability to continue to market to these folks, to these people, to these customers, to these guests. So you don't get that. That's a challenge for me. So we're actively trying to find ways to pull people away from those platforms and onto ours. But we had to fix, and we're still working on some of these things. We had to fix our ordering experience and making sure that our loyalty is clear and understandable and valuable to the guests, to get them off, because otherwise they'll just stay right there. We had to have a shift in mindset and look at the third party platform as more of an introduction to a customer, or market, or more as a marketing expense than a revenue driving platform. It's like, it's not something that drives revenue for us. It's something that helps us drive first time orders and gives us the opportunity to pull them off and come back to us for that repeat business. Not an easy thing. And if anybody knows the best way to do that, let me know. Call me, because I want to talk about it, and I want to figure out what the best practices are for pulling people away from the platform as repeat and return customers, loyal customers. I think I had a list of a couple of things I want to talk through. The first one being, just, should your pizzeria offer delivery, first party delivery or third party delivery? The first thing says things, on the things to consider list. The first thing is location. Like, is your location in a deliverable area? Meaning every trade area isn't necessarily deliverable. Meaning your delivery business may be, and when I say your location in your trade area, like, what does that 2-mile radius look like? Is the population dense enough? Do you have, the right amount of businesses and opportunities for delivery and for customers to truly service that area? Or are you in a remote location that doesn't have people around you to deliver to, or where people come to you? So that's something to consider. Second is staff. Like, can you manage bringing on what it takes, bringing on delivery drivers, the cost of that. Third thing is cost. Like, can you afford to have non-owned and hired insurance? Can you afford the labor costs, the training costs, the cost of materials? You're going to have to buy delivery bags. You're going to have to, it's just going to cost. It's going to cost you money to do it. Are you ready for that? Or is third party the answer? Meaning, like, is it worth it for you to say, well, because of where my customer is, my delivery customer is not near me, I can't service it. I can't staff this place to do that. If folks still want to experience our restaurant or our food, the best thing to do is for them to order through this third party platform. That could be it. So, is third party the answer? What does that look like? Negotiate that. And I only tell you what my rate is because that should just let you know that there is room for negotiation when you talk to whoever these account managers are when they try to set you up and sell this. Do not be ashamed to negotiate. Tell them, look, I know that there are folks out there getting a better rate than that. What do I have to do that? So it's third party could be the answer for you. But then there's another piece that I wanted to talk about, which is DAAS, DOS Delivery as a Service, meaning folks, you first party orders come through you, but are delivered by a third party. And I'm a big fan of it because it helps solve the two problems, meaning the cost of bringing on, staff and training and, bags and replacement costs and, wasted labor and keeping people productive during non-peak times. So that becomes something that is one of the best things that I've seen come up in the last couple of years, which is delivery as a service. We use DoorDash Drive, but Uber also has a product called Uber Direct. We use DoorDash Drive, but Uber also has a product called we use DoorDash Drive, but Uber also has a product called DoorDash or Uber Direct. I don't know why I want to call it DoorDash Direct. It sounds better, but Uber Direct, where order comes in for you, first party order, meaning on your platform, on your app, on your site, over the phone at your place, and then you can dispatch a third party driver to deliver that to your customer. To me, that's the solution. That's the best of both worlds for a fee, of course. And I don't think it always, transparent. We pay a fee every time we dispatch a DoorDash driver. It costs us $7. We charge the customer $5. So truly, technically, it costs me $2 to dispatch a delivery through DoorDash. That and it's all integrated into the POS. So it's not like I have to jump through a bunch of hoops. It's just as simple as dispatching the delivery with one of the drivers that's on the clock in my place. So we offer first party delivery, and we also have a delivery as a service model with DoorDash Drive. And of course, we still have all of the third parties. So we're all actually doing all three. And in my opinion, the delivery as a service is gaining. Now, most of our deliveries go out first party through, with our drivers, our order, our drivers taking it. We use DoorDash as a backup, but it helped us solve some of the hiring problems that we were having with drivers. Now, we got some great drivers that have been with us for a long time, but it's hard to find new people, that come in and they fit into the culture, and they're qualified, or they're going to stick around. It's different. The hiring pool is different nowadays. So having that service really allowed us to focus on just taking care of the core team. So I would encourage you to check it out. All right, team building tip for this week, and then I'm gonna get out of here, is actually a tip for delivery drivers. If you decide that you're going to bring drivers in, nice tip for you is keeping those drivers productive during off-peak times, because that's where, as an operator and an owner, you start to see, where is this labor going? Like, what am I doing? Can I afford to have these people here? This is off-peak time, or maybe we don't offer delivery until 4 o'clock. Look, keep drivers busy. Give them, make sure that you have clear expectations and goals for non-delivery time. So there's a lot of time where drivers are tossed into productive roles when they're not delivering pizza. So you gotta find out what that is. But my piece of advice actually was something that my dad gave me. and it wasn't related to delivery. But when I must have been 16, 17, I got my first car, this old beater. It was a 1986 Pontiac 6000. And that shit was beat. It was all rusty. It was a mess. Loved it though. But my pops told me, and he worked on cars, and he's always been real handy and things like that. And he said, look, son, you want this car to treat you right, you're gonna have to treat it right. You want this car to run for you and start for you, you're gonna have to take care of it. And here's what I'm telling you. I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, I don't know how to fix anything. He goes, don't worry about all that. I can fix anything on this car. He said, if you keep those tires clean and you keep those windows clean, this car will always start. You keep your tires clean and you keep your windows clean, this car will start for you. And I took that to heart, and I kept the windows clean, kept the tires clean, put some little hub caps on it. Used to get clowned because I had the chrome caps on the rusty car, but it always started for me. It always started, and I think I even passed it on to my little sister because it was reliable. So that's my advice to you for your drivers. And I tell this to my drivers when I'm in the shop. This is one of my, I always got my little philosophies and my things I like to teach. But I tell them the story about my dad, telling me to keep the tires and the windows clean. And I tell them, and that's the same thing in this restaurant. And that's how important you are to our customer experience. If you want to help us keep our customers happy, you got to keep our tires and our windows clean. And what's our tires and our windows? Our tires and our windows are our floors, our windows, and our trash cans. We keep our floors clean. We keep our windows clean. We keep our trash cans empty and looking neat. Then our customers will appreciate what we do, and they'll love us for that. So that's my advice to you guys. It's like, keep your floors and your windows clean. Keep your tires and your windows clean, and your car will start, and your customers will be happy if you take care of that restaurant. So, cleanliness is the key. Neat, clean, organized. Take care of those restaurants. But that's all I got this week. Pizza King Podcast. Holla at your boy. See ya.